I was for a be a kwaba. Na yam for Abramega TV and platform we eso. Ura efreno Maswell Kofi Jumah former GIHOC former GIHOC CEO na ura we I think say a birthday yes Sunday no and yet say omo arrest no na since that in the day ninsema idija omuchemu a na government cars bi aban cars meansa bi and mistakenly no allegedly ordinance atoso na busia saa nsem we ana na nadwantoa ani Eugene say tutu ewo Nhyira TV Nhyira FM omo a discuss wo ho na omo the secret bi ababontin full details of it. What I say omo the full details contract no na ewum say obetumi atoka no ananse omo state ni clear se ka no ntimi nto aye se aye twist yenko ni nkoti nsani mu nkyiremu na yekoba e di another conversation atwaso e di amon
ana no nko na akọ GIHOC unse bi ehu SIC maame ne de no bi etienta na maame ni pay say anya maame no kọ SIC ko determine ni pay James Ajanyin Boatin o GBCC ya na nanzo bi ayedi Kofi Jumah contract no say ne wo mo say the managing director shall be permitted to purchase the official vehicle on completion of service provided that the vehicle should not be less than 2 years. Contract Ejima Kofi Jumah say car obey use no betimi ato
completion of service.
O wie na do betimi ato say car ni muro 2 years obetimi ato. So Nana, this is the contract. Contract ne to say the vehicle would be valued by the State Transport Company STC and the managing director will be required to pay 5% of the stated value.
Board chairman Kochruwe.
And on a double and that screen. So Nana, I'm coming. I'm coming.
What you are saying.
Nana, I'm coming. You see. So when we make the conversation about Kofi Jumah, we will lose the substance in the room. The substance in the room is that multimedia am a contract. So as a producer, I'm a car. Me we me Jumah as a producer, I'm a car. Me to car no. Provide us a car no any 2 years. Me toi, your free company be ST, send about value no. Value no more the baby. Me to 5%. 4,000 na Kofi Jumah is that 5% or not? That is it. So what has Kofi Jumah done?
Okay, let me.
Nana meba. The contract. It's a contract.
It's a contract.
It's a contract. Nana meba. Also 5% of the value, meaning that 4,000 by simple mathematics, 5,000 roughly. The car was valued at 100,000 according to STC.
Yeah. So
what wrong has Kofi Jumah done? That is the first point. Yeah. So now the issue is about those who gives these people the conditions of service.
That's the point.
And Nana make an entity as a man for us who blame Kofi Jumah. I don't see the substance. Nana Coco Boda. Mama Jeff another picture. Coco Boda. Do you know what they do? Coco board. And John Mahama buy Nana me buy Mahama buy 3 agencies a boy a Coco board ECG Coco board number car contract. I must say the board shall acquire vehicles for the use by officers in the managerial class. Vehicles acquired under this policy shall be replaced once every 5 years. Beneficiaries leaving the service of the board shall acquire the saloon vehicles allocated by paying a percentage of the purchase price of the vehicle as follows. Now, none of that screen is on. Or say 2 years and up to 3 years, we bet you have 10% of the purchase price. It is a car and a bank of $100,000. Car maybe 2-3 years, we are board member, we bet you have 10%. And on other blame board member, Nana Coco Board CEO. No. Oh no, Sasaka, and I remember multimedia. Oh, but you see, let
me go 1 minute.
Nana down to I remember multimedia. Men am to share my salary.
There be.
I know Kukuze Kune approve the money decide. Yes. So if there's an issue with my salary, my conditions of service, you don't blame me.
So
because
so let me ask.
Nana meba because post me or before from a back.
So let me ask.
Kuku and Apujo should fit that system.
There's a directive from the presidency with all these contracts.
Yes.
There's a directive from the presidency.
Yes.
Which is the appointing officer, which is the president saying that this Mimpe.
Yes. Nana Matthias here. That's what I'm saying, that if there's a directive now Kofi Jumah, I'm saying that let's look at the elephant in the room. Time and sign contract way.
I don't know whether
the date of the contract is what? It's fair check.
That was 2020.
And I'm saying that so the directive of the president do not nullify the contract.
No.
Contract law. There's a lawyer here. Nana meba. Let's take a system.
You confuse audience. First of all, the president directive supersedes any other thing.
Not a contract. Nana, say me be sign contract. Nana, administrative fiat do not replace legally signed contract. There's a lawyer here.
An act.
Nana, yes.
The president used an act.
Nana,
the president used an act to tell them, say, based on this act, which is bigger than any other contract, because any act will be bigger than any contract.
I'm saying, say, an administrative fiat based on my understanding of the law doesn't nullify the contract. And another two, I'm saying, say, based on background of the man, Kofi Jumah ne boni a wato kan ne say why
the boni ni say yemfa ni say to you. What happens is that you are supporting illegality. You went and then yama contract. Contract nene chere say wutimi to car no, right? Car na wutimi to no. Sa na tro no wom. And na 2020. Ya ba be catch you say memma government appointee bi an to sa car no. What it means is that once you see the contract, there are two things you do. You go to the presidency, Mr. President. Or directive number say my but according to my contract, yes, what do you say about that?
Banana, you see, my challenge with this analysis is that Kofi Jumah doesn't determine his condition of service. No, it is not him.
Hold on. Check the law. Be quickly. I don't want us to waste time on this one.
I'm saying, say, I'm coming.
I don't want us to fatu on that for directive network. First of all, let's establish there's a contract. The contract says you yebema o car. Car no ye company car. Uwia utimito. Now CEO of Kofi Chumudiaba say ye coach a meeting no. The law ne say car biana ye de bema wo no untiminto.
Nana meba multimedia. Nana I'm coming. As I sit here. You see, I'm coming. Nana as I sit here. As I sit here, I have a contract with multimedia. That's a directive of Kofi vitiate the contract.
If there's always the possibility of renewal.
No, Nana, you are not answering me. I'm saying that as I sit here, you just say to I have a binding contract with multimedia. That's because you West vitiate the contract.
No, hold on.
No, multimedia. No, Nana, that's not accurate. Multimedia have to sit with me. Then we value the terms of the contract.
You are getting it wrong. But there are certain clauses
that is the fact.
No, read your contract. There are certain clauses that they will not need to tell you they can come in.
Nana, you see, Nana, I'm coming. And I'm coming. See, you are talking about clauses. I'm saying that when you have a binding contract with a corporate entity, the executive fiat of a president do not vitiate the contract. Fact. Two, Kofi Jumah and any other CEO or NEIP or whatever do not determine their conditions of service. The problem is that those people who determine the conditions of service are the ones that are doing the country the bad and Kofi Jumah na quarter contract in Muse, ye value can 10,000 cities at 5,000.
Credibility will tell you them, but quickly then you come in. What Kofi Jumah must do? I'm not sure he did. What's that? What are there no contract is me I say government would serve no at the directive biaba. What do you do there?
Nana, so Nana, the incumbency lies on the government to vary the terms of the contract.
The reason why this argument in Yabani said is to understand this whole issue very well. What can be about the terms of contracts, the employment letter? Kofi Jumah remember year ben or talk
allegedly in the first term not talk before the administrative fiat from President Akufo-Addo.
Good. That is all you are saying.
Yes.
That is what on paper.
They can as official vehicle.
Yes.
He only bought it after 2024 and once year come.
So let's understand it very well.
2019 a man official car.
Good. 2019 a man official car. No turn time. But any person at the time a president issue fiat no, and turn before and also turn after.
And the question is that does executive fiat vitiate a contract.
Okay, nyabutre. The issue is that now yes, a car no toy and your compassion of a toy.
Yeah.
So what you say?
A compass is saying you've not proven that.
So let's understand. Say, Emra President car say, Obia or yet, state governor appointee bian, untiminto official car. Our organization, and Yananya Sana can.
Yes.
Some branded by 2020.
Yeah.
And Rebben a Kofi Jumah at all can. And you perceive
Okuku, you are not answering my question.
My question is we were educating our audience. So yes, no, they are studying arguments. Let's understand it from that angle. Kofi Jumah started.
No, hold on.
I mean, I want our audience to understand. Kofi Jumah, Tamben an employment letter.
Okuku share employment letter. No, say this
2019
revision takes place 1st January 2019.
Yeah, final Jumah 2019.
Yes.
Good. And an official can and second time being.
Say
the official can and second time being.
I don't have that.
So the presumption is that the can and second 2019 more or the start here, Jumah. And at 2020, Oman Penny at this statement by a issue myself. Obien one more what by Jumah obey me I ato Ejumam eka and yes I know man penika about 2020
yes
and I could feed you my day aquacoto but who can on the terms of agreement and as in the terms of employment episode says he can only acquire the term of office I day awesome and yes I know can
yes
and now this man acquired the car no cramp man and the term of office no cranya day and so yeah and yes I know the
term of office awesome.
Maybe, but car will no or acquire before it. Oh, per what you read, and say he can only acquire after completion of the term of office.
Masan the term ason.
And car no or turn and the term of office. Crampo then. So, W, let's understand it. You actually be a vegan.
No, your interpretation is not so.
I'm coming. Read when good kind of.
I'm coming. My challenge of the analysis you are making is that you are not answering my question.
And
my question to you is that someone has been given a contract by multimedia as a staff.
And yes,
allow me. That's because you choose words, vitiate a contract. You are a lawyer. So give me a yes and no.
We see when it comes to vitiate of contract today. We see when it comes to some issue that vitiate contract, the rest can vitiate a contract, undue influence can. I'm giving you the scenario.
He's answering because I'm saying that in your contract, there are clauses of question based on their directive based on
in this things. Contract term of agreement and the terms and the condition of employment, or say he can acquire at the time where we in a term of office. But Papa Kai, pen a lawyer and the Casemuno, time of free office, and Naka we were then why acquired that. And only idea some common year deal.
You see, my challenge with this is this one. In your submission, no say Kofi Jumah Ayabone.
Oh no, I'm
coming. Or out there, the interpretation I want to make based on this contract. What? I'm coming. Out there. What material wrong has Kofi Jumah done?
And I'm saying that per the discussion we are having, Adia will be kind to say no. Kofi Jumah by Jumah 2019. That is what they are saying. On your official car, team. On your official car, no. And one may say he can only acquire any official car at the time and the term of a contract then send a period 3 years for us and son wait me acquire car. But per what his lawyer was saying, I may say or acquire car 2019. And your value near and you no and you no
okuku time or the car doesn't matter. The contract is saying that when you use a car 2 years and you confuse man evaluation,
but you can only do so.
I'm coming or say the managing director shall be permitted to purchase the official car on the completion of service provided.
Completion of service.
I'm coming. Provided the vehicle should not be less than. Kofi Jumah tenor as managing director of GIHOC is co-terminal to President Akufo-Addo. So automatically stand has come to end. I'm saying that the contract here the man or they acquire Jumano. The contract or they acquire Jumano. Support that. So the issue that change the conditions of service. That is the point.
But the key thing is completion of service.
You see,
and he has completed the service.
You see, I am glad they say abem, but with the mind show there quickly.
Nana, and when I me fire Eugene phone, na mpese me the okuku kan no me read and watch no. Say it said at the completion, a 2 clauses now. The car should be over 2 years, and then he should have or he shall have completed. A mandamus.
Yes.
At the Omodia Simon, they say where we in the time of office, and the car near 2 years. Car not 2 years, fine. Ebi omoto yache. Mekura minim date omoto for now we don't have the documents.
Yeah.
So whether they bought the car in 2017, 2018, we don't know. But as of Kofi Jumah coming to office 2019, Ghana Web Jeff Fato Suma Mississippi report to be what they've gone for details on it. August 1, 2019, and a board Emma Maswo Kofi Jumah kwan say per letter City News aside. Say otimi day a tokano. And when did Kofi Jumah's request go? No, complete na.
No,
complete in office, but or requested to buy the car. With the board approve. Board no approve. It means say the amount can say a day.
You
that is it. Board no release yama say Jeff Fabra.
Okay.
Or say a letter dated August 1, 2019 from the board of directors of GIHOC approved Jumah's purchase of Genesis G90.
It means that this was not 2 years.
Knowing very well.
And look at the car's registration. That's good. Abakra. Registration number GE862219. It means the car was even registered in 2019.
So your money general,
so
county. So that it you see, Eugene just stated the law.
Yeah.
Which is factual.
Yeah.
The argument is that based on the buy,
yeah.
Say Bianca obetimi atwa. Yemfan senkebia 2021.
Yeah.
Anko betimi atro. Say 2021 sa vehicle we.
Ohia.
Emrano any value 5,000 krana any nkwasi amran so ye bedia to. But this was January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 8 months.
Yeah.
Now you write it's a vehicle now utimuno. Meanwhile, the law says after 2 years.
After 2 years.
Nana, you see, my issue here is this. The flawedness I see in your argument that three of you are making is this. You are not looking at the contract.
No, look
about
at
the contract. No. If you say that, you are being disingenuous.
Allow me.
Your intention. The intent
initially valued 100,000. The vehicle was sold to him at a significantly reduced price of 4,941.11. Just 5% of the value, according to the document signed by the company
within 8 months.
Nana, and I'm saying that Kofi Jumah Sikano bet you 4,900. Was it the doing of Kofi Jumah or doing of the contract?
No. But no.
It's good to command That's what I said.
Just a quick
now, remember on an argument in my memory, Kofi Jumah's intention.
Eugene reading it.
Kofi's intention.
Eugene reading it. Just a quick one. Eugene
Kofi Jumah's intent.
Okay. Eugene read it.
Nana, or say,
read it. Time Ben ultimate talk.
Nana, or say, the managing director shall be permitted to purchase the official vehicle completion officer provided vehicle shall be no less than 2 years. Okay. The vehicle would be valued by STC. When was Kofi Jumah appointed to GIHOC?
1st January.
Nana Meba.
1st January 2019.
At the completion of his service, the service but ended up being Nana down Kufuado term.
And no crash as
Nanado ending the term 2020 first
2024 not that's a GIHOC.
And you that's a only term.
So it means that if there's any right in crown, never say
2024. Even no, it should be after 2020, no, because our term, no, send you new free. Nanado term.
You still a you. Nana Kufa do South one.
As that was when even 2020 we didn't find any first term.
You see, Nana Kufa me penalized our points because see. When you look at the constitution imperative, the first President Akufo-Addo answer is coterminous with every CEO. The second appointment doesn't mean it's continuing. It's a different appointment altogether. So until you establish the exact time he was appointed and the duration of the car, we cannot fault
the contract appointment date. Because the contract says that until you have completed to go feed the that was in 2020.
I mean clearly
the first step.
Somebody has acquired a property. And a property now acquiring. Some people feel that okay, I'm far quite personal or then I acquire property. So then the authority in charge of I mean, officially there was a complaint. So what I said? They also investigated. The man was invited, and clearly when his lawyer came on radio, he had said yes, indeed, if we discuss the issue of valuation here, and will be a church and Eugene. I mean, this is law. We are all arguing, but what we need to educate the people about, first of all, before somebody act or do anything, we look at your intention. Kofi Nankasana early part Nankasa, his intention was clear that I want to acquire this guy. At the time, Pane be an term of office cramp and the MRE. the same law now or the same terms of agreement was telling the car can be bought in less than 2 years. As whether or not the car was even not less than 2 years. All these things were each matters of investigation, under investigation. But for me, the good thing is that his lawyer has said that yes, indeed, these cars, well, if you are cross who are returning, Emanesi, Sekuwa, I don't know, returning me. I don't know, returning.
Meanwhile, the deadline was 3rd January 2020.
So, what I say,
Adana, conversation, they say, why are we not looking at the bigger picture in the room, say, Okukutie? So how many state CEOs have these contracts?
That's another.
How many of them have bought the car? That is the bigger conversation.
No, but the president has said he hates it. The president has said that whatever the contract is, he hates it. So then it means that whoever is a board chairman for any company must not run any contract with these provisions.
And I make a tell say in contracts with the lawyers here, he couldn't answer me directly. As administrative fiat cannot vitiate a signed contract. So the bigger conversation in the room is that
the appointment.
Don't forget their clauses.
He was appointed since 2017.
2017. But your law now,
the process started
we are contradicting a lot of things.
The contract now will kind of one date of appointment. Or see when you have completed your service,
because the process
and the service was
from 2019.
And I gave
first against 2019.
2019 first August.
A process. It's a process. The board approves. The variation comes.
If you want to do anything, you don't start from that.
We are contradicting. For me, we are contradicting a lot of things when it comes to this argument. You see, Eugene can be said, what can say, does the executive when vitiate a contract? You see, when it comes to employment contract, it's an offer and acceptance.
Yeah.
You understand? I give you an offer if you accept. There are other things that are also included. There are consideration, which deals with your salaries and all those things. There was an offer given to Kofi as a CEO for or the MD for GIHOC. He accepted it. The terms of agreement was there. There are conditions. There are clauses in his contract. Some of the clauses is what you have read, that you can acquire the car or you can do ABCD on this period. These are clauses. Expressly, these are clauses. These are clauses that are expressly stated. Yes. Now you have a terms of agreement, but the president issued a fiat saying that no state institution MD or government appointee can acquire a state so vehicle within this period of time or after this period of time. And you are saying that the terms of the agreement or his employment letter, you are saying that there are clauses in it, and the clauses were clear, saying that you can only do so after this period of time. But acquisition never happened.
Not within.
Which after 2020, we got another term and date
the point I'm making here is that when you single out Kofi Jumah and leave the outcoming land, when you leave the elephant in the room is that I don't or Kofi Jumah doesn't determine the condition of service. Someone is doing. I'm giving you cocoa board. I can give you other statements. In fact, when I down 20 or say Koto na kwa cancer the man. So it's a bigger conversation beyond the gentleman. And I'm also proving here say 4,000 I want give a chrono.
But we are not against that. Make call on John Ramani to look at the law.
And so if that's
the 5%,
that's exactly what I am saying.
First of all, it is immoral. It is not reasonable. That's the whole conversation. That's the conversation.
And two.
That's what I wanted to go.
Hold on. The second point now near the second point now near person establishing it say and now can say your mahama and
and my friend is one
because the time no be and na na Akufo-Addo say sa de no mpe it na Akufo-Addo so ye clear say whether whatever must be done. Then the other thing is say in 2020 a directive ni buy no I was expecting whoever the board was appointed by the president to now review and they didn't. My member.
But it doesn't qualify.
Say yes. So you as a researcher, what I want you to do is that after 2020, let's assess any CEO whether they still put that clause in there.
Okay.
In that case, it become a criminal when the government has said you shouldn't. It would the question contract in my say you say president directive what abuse. So you tomorrow I want you to come and do this one. Go and bring every contract, cocoa board, gold board, whatever, and see if, including this current regime, what that say. You see,
the intention of what I did is that I wanted to prove to people say as we pick one individual, Ebia Kofi Jumah Kasada do, the Kasa Basa ne attacking. I'm not saying you. I'm saying that sometimes out there, that's what people think. Oh, down to who he near cancer now. We are not look the contract is shaped on your bonibia and the Kofi Jumah the man on contract. The government must rationalize some of these things. Nana he cocoa board there the two way. Unza man vo be nim, be cocoa board da boka. Have you Nana even cigar report? Have you look at the liabilities of GIHOC and all that? But look at the conditions set for the managing director. Nana SIC my media by you to me. Tell me in a deal was 1 quay or just 700 million. Look at the public outcry. But what is the state of SIC? So the conversation should go beyond Kofi Jumah.
Conversation is
it should be about condition of service must be tied to KPI. Nana say okuku se kuma mi 200 busumi we date no the man.
My last comment. You see, what I want the audience to understand is that we haven't singled Kofi out.
No.
So there's any discussion, but we are looking at the procedure and in terms of acquisition of the vehicle. Where there are anomalies are where we are raising the issues, and we are basing on the facts of the statement and comment from his lawyer. At the time the man acquired the thing, and a investigation, I say, okay, the president issued a statement around this period. And if the board has not revised that and has still maintained it, and people are doing it there,
Kofi Jumah took advantage.
That is what we are saying. That
also unfair and criminal. Thank you very much. One I head into Bayasadi, na yankika boom. You understand? But the point is that say ade be a criminal. Basi say nipano krania faswa. You see that's where integrity comes in. Say nipania fasumpoa. You let the person know say Charlie, mo the way shemu. Now so president the way aba enti ya ne den. But we are not to enjoy that illegality. Can you say so? Me de mateki advantage.
Nana but board no so kra you ke omonye boni bia CEO. But the approval no hono na omko approve si wotimi to no. Eno na ese nka eho no eye error. Ba de ewum ni say omo contract yi no mo de buy nana. Nana omo contract de no. E na me kire say onwie ni service 2020. Enti eho no ma so Kofi Jumah aye boni.
All right. Insha 104.5 into betimi ato so na argument na koso, but the point is that any 5,000 mumi enkotobi because yetimi talk out 3.2 near year valuation me so chan ne beba wo mo yes valuation no so na ye car so kra wutimi to ene Toyota kra wutimi to no 50,000 na wutimi to 70 80
1,200
anyway busia ye to aso
for it high your number one authentic platform we and some Eugene Boachi or say Eugene or say Monfanchem Eugene or say to any Europe Nanebantwa and out your Moncano. Now in the same conversation no ene NDC ebelanchi 24-hour economy no odi esempa na bo eba asempa na bo 24-hour economy odi esempa na bo 24-hour economy yes internet 24-hour economy no yewra John Dramani Mahama ene na aban ebetimi eden alonchi na bibibi etimi akoso wano na we na okupie wo my CTV omodi nsem bi atodwa afa abronya ho na omo dive into matters in NPP and the MPP engineer ne nan so MPP bobre engineer ye kra iti mepe se ibeko yekwa kuti nsenu bi na yekoba ya to aso fefefe yem platform wi so ediamo
said you was acting
obi acting 97 years nipa wankasa to one very kakra o secretary share na ebe ha no okọ
okay
esa na wo obuo bi aba wo ho
exactly
the secretary say asem bi bakra na ne hu wo ma ne ka be yedin so bi ba ko fin ma ko pe ne ho asem aba because on wankasa sorry kote na efie boko eti ne ho asem kra ba ne ka be yedin na wankasa baby edu twa ma wona be ka che se e wo se okofie no sometimes we say ye ma say be ma obuni ni die bi ye de emra ye ho kakra
okay
oba wankasa do ho to bedwam na nipa jojo sa na say na make no you should have been a role model to others. You see then na nkwala eba ne ba no podium fa no ne ma me na dua bi ska di die na some mfa me ho sa
bibi enu ha che so mo yesika
omo at least akola bi o wo school say me pesa me yellow me oba I'll look up to this person na ma beda ni potitiri see na say be wankasa do ho betu bedwam egbo wankasa wo egbo wa ho say ya hwan no betimi ayi dey sa ogbo na ayi dey ama na me won say abronye nyen take in on because they say abronye na adane the mouthpiece of MPP
sir
yeah me try abronye na we take my men on
all right
mame no mu yina
yenkoye
no ma protect MPP for now
yenkoye ni obi anka protection of MPP for wa obi anka
doctor
but ye ma won kan wa ha me yenkoye nsem so yi ene ye ka asemi majority of Ghanaians ejidi say Omaino is headed in the right direction. We a global info analytics for Ediaba say about 63% of Ghanaians, 64% of Ghanaians ejidi say mampeni direction no ne Omaino enam so no no kwan so ano no maminji wadwenkyere 5 minutes and 3 minutes we dey say that biasa.
The funny saying, the air cost on me and Casano. Aya me fa uba, I won't come my moha. Me and Casa may conduct a survey bikaka, a mammy. On say, oh, ya, am I your stomach? And answer, oh, yeah, communication. Sometimes I say, which is layman person, na drink tray. I'm a bit now, I know who you are because sometimes, you know, ya casa short. It's a packer example, and say, never say me a communicator, me East Legon. I'm sorry. With the East Legon prizes and I made me debate. It's neither here nor there. Because the mammy team crossing East Legon prizes and I guess I'm at it. And no be over sorry and how much I could just could dijano. East Legon prizes now walk on the apple mano. What you say? It is a one beside the layman person will be a winning no say one in the walk the same line. When Bisana Jena so feel say obi ane no the same line adwen kwa na obeji a you will not make progress. Enti debi ha me fa u baba ha me tutu nkofo enum e bi so ma adwen kire especially this 1% buy any petrol muntumu e buy no me bisa nkofo ano driver ba kwa me fa no me kai se me ba ya te me fa me ko na me fa no ana na me kire no 1% na nanka eba na is on
1 Ghana cedi no
1 Ghana cedi no sorry it's on is almost a holding on na me chie no mo na say madam sa na asem ne tie nti enye se me koto petrol na o ma san atia na me say debi o so on beti a on beti ne preko ansa na petrol no kran wa ye dey wa koto I say no man che mu san cheye se ne wo wanya butreke anya sani yeti ase o ti na che saban no tuma ofata ne preko na me say ai ba kunso me foye o say madam me na ye twa on kani and I say madam sisi ano no kura semuni ya fa ma yesem to nche wa wo beka say wo twika unya wo so papa bia wo boa sisi ade yenya sika wo driver na eka again another person o say madam me abai we mo nya hwe mami o me hia hwe wo no ho ade a me pa ne say obi a we di sika bi o chi na mami o say for the past 4 years wa nya hwe mami kwa me pe Afei de obobo mo nchichi omo. Me bobo wa ha.
Ha fe me ma akwa omo.
No obobo. And I'm say driver. Na kwaya ya say no ma onye o se mada wonim sika omo edi. Sika omo afa no etumi akwan na afei no. Ya penyu fon kano kra afei de ono mo magica. What you say?
Yes.
And the last one be am fa no asama o kan. O say abanya abesen kwade. Me MPP ni. Me sure nkogina ballot mu box mu se me koto aba mo mo. Enu na Mahmoud ba omi aka say. And this if we win aba na mu MPP for na anto.
Okay.
Na no refi say ade ye dangerous. Aye say woni obi tife na hu ye nahi. No say ukọ akansi me mpie mpo na makohu ani mo ballot paper to pom na mato. A very dangerous thing obi obekọ akoto onkoto no onim say man koto ebekọ different direction. It is deliberately tank of one they are even very dangerous.
I see.
It is a info analytics for a survey and info analytics for no so a credible way research platform.
Yes.
Omo research na ye beto abeni na omo ye ye di omo atem ye kwa twabo mo mo for change do be twabo mo kakra enso no
na mo no mo nyaadwe so se mo nka ho kra
ankase ye nka ho kra doc
o se mo nka
baby wankasa percentage na eba no na esusu amaye
na
ya wankase ye nka ho so far as nipa ba kokra beto amaye no ye ka ho but o se ye percentage na
ba me ba na mo ni mobile box nso
na ye ni mo so madam ye shege
Maisha da
na ye ni mo so pa na ye wase o ase o ko fa Allah na mo ya bo mo mama wi ni power wo ba ka se ni ye ni mo ballot paper no
na wo ka se mo
me busa wo boy wo kwan be so
ya mo pa
sese
asema okay me de ko nyina ko ta be ya no
change ye ma ye so mo kwa na mo fight ye omo penyu for no crazy
say mo boa ye se na be ya Ghana e be fa ne tuma fa for years Ghana be jina
we campaign for change movement for change and we've gotten the change
and mo mwa ya ko di 24 years
and mo nya de pa
mo mwa ya ko di 24 years
and that is the more reason I am make us me toto nkofo ano no ama me hu se ne and info analysis so research no mo ye no omo toto nkofo ano
great
and omo dey arrive say Ghana is heading in the right direction. That is for now.
Okay.
It's for now, no. Obia enjoy, irrespective of who NDC, who MPP, Petro yet so a camera. Lorry fair yet so a camera. And I made it go to Facebook. Say first, no. I'm a top beans 1 cup 15 cedis. But I say I'm a ton of $10, which is true.
Okay.
Who could deny his
season? No.
A season.
Any season now. They are okay.
Beans na ya krani ade no na eba no season ada na NDC MPP for mo de body de example body na nye season na mo kasa body bo ayede na mo refi planting for food and jobs no mo de $200 million edi shemu no manye o se ti sa wo kasa ye season na mo bia fe duane price nye example bio because beans krani ya krabiba.
Okay.
What you say? Russia, Ukraine, what you buy? Now Ukraine for a just what you grain so any cereals, maybe. Young couple you say it. And now, baby, you never patrol your finna and to Quabano. Or pet, or come once. It's analysis of what say. The country is heading at the right direction. Mama, and this is 14 million.
Okay.
Omo normal be brave to fight to make the country a whole. It is omo the research echi e bia ba nipa kakra bi no bi so omo kwa na bia ndisi for kwa dos no ni. What you say? It okomu a edu enima e na eheti omo a. Omo nya attentive. No omo nti na omo na so omo nya vigilant. Na akadie biara eye so omo de come minor. No minor still. Info analytics come back. Never can the same thing I know can be a modia. And your money, no, my mom, Timon, your mother cry. Okay. No, be biara so with this cano. Maybe I want to hear me.
Okay.
No, so lunch. Mammy, one. Where some checking the time. Adia, my checking the time. Disappointed in Ghanaian say. So much to me, and you, basic and not some prosecute you be. I'm a Ghana fool who say. Mudi nipa no akogina asɛmdi bia de mredi no a prosecuting na sɛ man yi saa notion na ɛhyɛ youth for trim say politics is a short way of making wealth. Ghanaians will be very disappointed in Ghanaians. NDC for.
Okay. All right.
John Dramani.
Yes, Mami, tells way. A lot of people have said they say 63 in Ukraine and Shedanya impressive. I mean, for a buyer with a short 6 months in office, we share a nearma. Monkasa a damn say my yonia dia. But the Ghanaian people are saying say 63%, 64% of them say the country is heading in that right direction now. Some people say no crime shed and impressive sir, but a good showing anyway. And Oka then was a survey wheel.
One will say I say Akoko or such a chromakra.
Okay.
Na obi oya abro no abebu o man no
ba kroma so ti akoko
nti na ba nti ato obeche no nti no sache na enye ne fe no akoko sache na kroma enye ne fe because onya na obeche na awe no nti e na man na sakoye ne fe
eye ne fa na che so falling.
Thank you. Oh say sebi omobe ya no egu o man no poto abai ben omankasa omo they should go back to history. I stand to be corrected. And within 5 months no waiting me afa on mine a free to be a ne woman. And yes, said the country was halfway through. It was backwards. Maybe I need that techim. And need that techim crana pro at a tapans. I kaka crana kaye ye na ye. Na Yamiadum na uncle yesa.
Okay.
Nagana and this buy. My buy bang and they bet to me a year mine a free to be a ne woman within this short period. Edia bejina ene bebejina oka eduane nsem na oka say a season yes a season but say then sometimes say to top do season no eduane nemba we lack transport because of fuel price e cost farm products are omunya emfa ndua nuaba no ene ye de nyema pi eye de eba obi ado efuo na ewie eduane na aba akaso be ya transport na aba aye problem onya means or the better transport aba baba we na manipa enya rehemu say bibi pepe bi wo ma obeye and a lot of people are even going into farming right from December no people are going first start your backyard farming me say me person kakra me do tomatoes ni beko ho
I see
so na me tete a me bere obi na wedi
nice
one fear what you say obi ni penya rehemu mo de nije bi eye edwuma aboa enti na obi e kan na man for board so no what ntutuye ato yie ama niama eye de epeke ama ho nipa ho nkyene bebreza menka se ahokyere nipo ba nipa ho nkyene bebreza ebe ma adwendwan den na adwendwan akosoro nyame nchaade ye de 24-hour policy campaign yi enne na ye be lanche ba nipa age atum deda
yes
nipa bebre age atum sade amode ba ye ebe ma economy na run enda interman for start air practice the dada what you see and no ntina ma ye dwuma ye den aso ye no and no ma ye trim enye ye de because ye ba ye say ye ba be ye ga na ye enti mo kanfo mo ankanfo ya giatu ya wiata so abo so say ye betutu ne ma yi amaga na ni bia na de ho han no ye ntumi mo bia ho nto no because it's a bia ni kwa ne ho ato no America ko ntimi mankofo nto no ye be han ye be ye amani pa de and America for na pam Ghana for yi say yam tutu ne meyi a e be den mesere nkrofo so e wa ma no ne say wo kokakra na fasika no be invest wo chi yeah because enye better wo ho oba na this can be invest here e be ma and Trump say Kofi a o kwa wo bibi da we chi and investors be no money age some ba be yedwuma okrom ha enu ntina bibia ye flexible because me kai ebi no mokoye omo de nim Chinese for be omo buy some invest anye ye omo koy they couldn't even pay their taxes etutu omo nyumamu
online
production
global money adi
ni nyina koy ha wa we bia koy me mpasa mebobodi ba na wonim e bia koy companies a na mu pretitiansa na ebe wo ye na omo no mo wo ho no mu close it down say next to crowd in the production ko Togo e bi see that say next to better the production dia ko Togo the nearby Togo near Ivory Coast e bi see that global ecoy and companies will break close it down adentia benne within this 5 to 6 months period no ye January kure frame it's February ebedu June etwe let's just say nipa rush into Ghana to come and establish their businesses because some sent to 2 area the money mama na pam for their to home a year policies in a year and then you mean charge this year 24-hour economy officially let's just say we take it from there a studio some upon ekoda
yes
moko ade na eko ye the TV to CTV who bibi a boy nyuma hwe and a movie na kosi but the policies we start to say it take effect wo be pon 8 hours no be so be take over the 8 hours me pamocho before it's been lunch me person me gina kasa fidie so chamo say ebinum nti ase obi ka say nipa baako na ebe ye adwuma 24 hours no enti ehum mba mfaso obi ama no da bi opon 8 hours obi fufuro be take over 8 hours no be fufuro so say take over 8 hours say na ebe ya unemployment na abopo na eda ho no eso obeti amaye sa 8 hours no so yes salary baako no na mo be che obi a woni dia obeje ebe ma economy no around it say other countries economy ni run ukwe broche so me night I didn't tell ukwe broche night Ghana they want me night we are going to provide a solid security and say nye yi anka se bi kro no but what say san e was rosa e wo mu sentiments but what say obi afetu ko robbery police for ye kunkun ya yese ya ko wi filling stations within this short period NDC but what be that what to say sign a koso
yeah obi sister bi the brother no also munkunu na 6k dollars
very good well home me can say a two travel but a limited because nipa ho high na kakra into 2 year binu ma nipa ho da high no and then say akwala e ko school a itimi hihye ne amase e kwaje aware wo kroboyi a two twa because eduane niama na ewo school mu ho no eduane ewo school mu ho no esu nkwala ne di
I see
nanka almighty we give kra me back school ye ma mu nkosu ndi da but ene enkosia taso asene ma nkwala ne didi wo school mu a amom ho to mo omo fa yare embe school edumri bi na nkwala ko school asabe ma no mo periods easy they don't menstruate again yes because of bad eduane no mo ma na je mo abefie mo de yare abefie be na nyame adom yen experience sa ne ma ni nyina bio because it into ye asoto kwa nkwala no mo ha mo school mu ama parents na nka ye ko school every week oba ma akwala 400 cedis ebesa 400 cedis a week ebesa and the parents bi am be challenge me say the bedi 400 cedis for school ana free SHS ana ya implement nyama ekoso kama kakra piki ye ama aho 20 parents no say bed na da ne so na ne mankwanko bodo nkomia na watwe me ba me de nyeska wo school ama no me de yese no etu etwa sanitary pad ye providing in kakra because ne to end that form kakra yes so mo asene and we say primary school anko government school no amutua 2 so biase me bo every day amutua 2 cities yes fiti ya no ma abreso amutua 2 cities
e de yeden
ankwala no kombetua 2 cities ama teachers no e ka ho no public schools e won kran krom ha
no de yeden
eno ye teachers na eje 2 cities a day amojeje munkonko bisa munko government no nya amuji 2 cities whatever it is they take 2 cities every day MPP abreso e was say education minister mejina fidie so aka monko na momma sade no so e de etu ntwa
ti mo ba mojai
afena ye betietie because na manfo bebre nim say de e koso ni anya say manfo ni ma na wo ne hwan ko ka se comfort se call e wa MPP abreso ye be chiwa to be bro
asi
ye man keten no etu echa ama nkola say me o mom ska kra di kosko mo side se saba because you no school feeding na me wo me bika until they don't demand a lot until she yan keten we na ama yes
global for
say Ghana for say ye ho ahan ye nsen first bi no bra ye de ye konkwasum no mo boa be no me koso abo mo koso abo na abaso no mo mo mfa mpa bo anye den
gina ho na me my last topic no na tifiri ho na fe membra efiaso nei parliament nim se ye be ma ye de ye kasa omo ankasa parliamentarians no ebenya saa ekwan no ntimi yi so omo kasa na omo di ntimi aye debate ana ka omo nsem e wo the floor of the house saa sem we abapen na asa baby but more than I'm my opinion.
So once upon a time, me were a EB NGOB Gracia of Women Substance Gracia Nanka a factor ye hoso say be advocate for Adiwe.
I see.
Yes, because I had the privilege to work in Parliament for some time.
Okay.
And now me work research departments. Now uko archives more. Now share near me sini near me koso ni parliamentarians ni bia. Sabi nature say obia ka ni krom kasampa because ye de brofo na ya adopted to nchen a momfa me bone nchen mi o kubububu yoyofo momfa nchen me bia bebia ofri ba no anapa okoefo mbae no onya adaje oba betie brofo but ni MP no representing no eka ni krom kasa owefuom na ni radio etare na so ho a obeti dia ekoso ono a oyo ono nkwa na okoba onya time so ba betena se etieti brofo wait at time no but o ka ni krom kasa ni radio kakra bi etare no ko ho ena nya obia so sabi ena ko school no kra ye binom ye ko e ba school na nkoye the school no go as enti brofo no ye adopt no e problem enti sabi se ne rep wa parliament no e ka ni krom kasa tie fuom no bebi ote no obetie de ekoso so bi dwane ebia na okoma ne be aduane a on sorry ndi na echi nkasa mi so aduane na mi so mi di na echi ebia na ya ka radio so nti so what ase me na bi otie kura se wa gogo odo na efuo no okwa efuom no fa ni radio obete krobo obewu sa asama ye kani obi a wo anwona ebete anwona kasa enti no eno mu die.
So one thing about Maxwell Kofi Jumah, the issue no, arrogance of power. Really, because maybe kotna one network biswa no kase. So MPP ni na so boda mana ko NDC. You see, sometimes in some aya ye wo abemu aye kika. Any politicians no mukika no. Ayana sometimes equally enemies for ourselves, for themselves, meaning kahum. But it's a name people for opposition. NDC ni bibe catch or say, Udin kwasi asene se bebusi binyado Ghana for to abati ya uwia ukotino opposition na oke kan kwasasem. Okay, azumi si ubia kasa MP NDC mu. Yami ya adona so wachine bin MPP 42 years later omoba. Sa ini pano o honoma na se yeti se scandal bi ebon wo no ho enima bi nkoye wo na kachia mo fancheme that person no because of ninsem o kan anyhow osiye yinti no they will probably look for him and hunt him. It must Kofi Jumah ne de no I just for political ikeko na mom ne kasa ene ne niye bi o ye di ti NDC aban NDC bra no mo opposition ensem bi okika asema so Kofi Jumah ye nanado na ase wana meboa onsi nanado na ase o se ne baja nkromo se hwane o ne baby wo sesen ware o sesen but no it doesn't matter ye can national issue no it doesn't I mean it doesn't come with any family affairs so they abronye kan no you doesn't abronye to meet na ohia TV I can you doesn't it tells you sampa abronye TV no you ohia TV ampa kentisa nka wontimi bi na no kan you doesn't omleko nyinanim say you do not enye you doesn't nti abronye kwa no grammar kwa no wabon wo ho isi den na nipa we kwaye den watimi atwe vote adiama and this MPP amanyuko no so it is better earlier the better bobin call abronye no mo kan chedi ade onye no oye no or separate no and you know it munim say ade abronye oye no o collapse MPP amanyuko no or titepati no epansam no because you can't do this to your own political party. You can't do this to your own political party. What you say in the name of saying say ope political power nti no na wankasa wo nkofo kra no be didi omo atem obeka nsem bia nhia ani aban no wagu aban no ho fi. And it is sad. It is really sad. So that is it. What I say, that is it. We and summer etimi akotwi akobrel. Now one thing is here, and this 24-hour economy now. Enyezi okroma ye de say yehwe. Ba ye bompa say ombe den, ombe succeed. Na Ghana said omo kan ye shift. We kwa no pa na we aba akwa nwumre ni we akwa nwumre we akwa ahomachi we akwa awia no. Ebetimi akoboko di amaye. Na ɔman no nso yɛtumi ayɛ den afa yɛ ntoma papa bi afira ama bibi yɛtumi akɔ so waano ɛde ama ɔman konkono Ghana. Nti saa na tie nti abusuafo amemfa ɛyɛ nkyia soronko mu bibi ahwɛ Mega TV na mesrɛ so subscribe to the channel no na wa like na wa share na foforo enya bi ahwɛ hanom your number one authentic platform. Okay eti mo fa nkyɛm what I say mama nye emergency bi nti de mama info mu nsi yɛntoa so ɔba fufu makro bibia bye bye.